What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight at 130 pounds between Raymond Ford and Abraham Nova. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Go down to the bottom of your screen, find the bell notification button, turn that on so you never miss a video. And one more thing, guys, about a month ago, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing Insiders VIP membership. A couple dollars a month on YouTube gets you access to a bunch of new features both on my channel, and you get a membership to our exclusive Discord community. In that community, you're gonna be able to pick the brains of professional boxing gamblers. That link is pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, we have a busy weekend of boxing. We're in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. In this video, we're gonna be featuring a fight at 130 pounds. There's also a world title fight at 126. There's heavyweights on the card, so stay tuned to the channel. I'll be breaking down all of those fights as well. But today, we're talking about the Savage taking on El Super. Of course, Raymond Ford, the American, taking on the Puerto Rican, Abraham Nova. So in this video, we're gonna break down a little bit how both fighters go about their business. We're gonna talk about their paths to victory. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you where to put your money. I gotta be honest with you, the original opponent in this fight, Anthony Kakachi, I was super stoked to see that matchup between Kakachi and Raymond Ford, but we know Kakachi had to pull out due to a back injury and insteps on late notice the 31-year-old Puerto Rican, Abraham Nova. Abraham Nova has had mixed results as of late. Over his last 7 fights, he's 3-1. When you think about this guy, he's a big fighter for 130 pounds, 5'9", orthodox guy with a nice reach. He uses his jab well. He has a high knockout to win ratio. Doesn't have one-punch knockout power, but when Nova is at his best, he's a problem for everybody in that division. The question is, though, what are his motivations for taking this fight? Like always, if you follow my daily live streams, if you're a member in the Discord and you've been a subscriber on the channel for a while now, you'll know that I pride myself in being authentic. Whenever I get insider information, I like to share it. So when this fight got announced, people were hearing sort of murmurings about Nova's intent. Why was he taking this fight? And then earlier in the week, I got this message. It says, "Hey, what's up, buddy? I got insider information. Abraham Nova is not taking the Ford fight seriously, doesn't want to train, doesn't want to spar, just got back from vacation recently, forced to quit early in sparring by one of the guys claiming injury, Ford by knockout, might sprinkle something on Ford 1 through 6. I'm only sharing that with you because I've also seen similar narratives going around in the YouTube boxing community on other channels who also do breakdowns. I am not going to give you a sexy prediction. I'm not telling you where to put your money, specifically take Ford by knockout. Remember, I'm only giving you my money line prediction. If this is an Abraham Nova who isn't motivated, he's going to be in trouble and have his hands full with the 26-year-old Raymond Ford. We know Ford is a former world champion at 126 pounds. We know that he lost a close decision to Nick Ball, who is the champion, who actually is on this same card, taking on the Aussie, Sam Goodman. Since Ford's move up to 130, he's 2-0. We last saw him on the channel. We featured his fight with fellow Northeast Ohio guy, Thomas Matisse, the Gunman. And Matisse came into that fight, the veteran, the bigger guy, high knockout to win ratio, but Matisse didn't play that game. He ran a lot throughout the fight. He didn't want to exchange with Ford, and it was tough for Ford to get off due to fighting a guy who was unwilling to punch. Ford did what he needed to do. He wiped out the scorecards. I had him winning every round. When you look at Raymond Ford over the last, we'll say, 5 fights, you're seeing a guy, in my opinion, who's still developing. There are some holes in his game regarding his offense. I have seen better numbers as of late with his output. He's punching more. I also see that he's sitting down on his punches more. When you think about Raymond Ford's strengths, you always have to start with his speed and his reflexes. People are going to tell you he can't crack an egg due to his low knockout to win ratio, but I'm not so convinced that he doesn't have power. I just feel that he's still learning how to use his power, how to sit down on his power, and at 26 years old, still be confident enough to trade with his opponents. He's going to be a gritty guy. We've seen him in deep water before. We've seen him overcome dogfights, so he's also going to be resilient. You're going to have the orthodox versus southpaw stylistic matchup as well, and it's going to be interesting to see right off the bat if Abraham Nova does what he said he was going to do earlier in the week and turn this into a war early, and we'll see how Ford handles that pressure if Abraham Nova keeps his word. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the late replacement, the 31-year-old Puerto Rican, and see what Nova has been up to in his career. Guys, Abraham Nova is 24-3-1. He has 17 knockouts. Of his 3 losses, he has been stopped once. Out of 1,997 fighters at 130 pounds, he's ranked number 60. He carries into the ring a 71% career knockout to win ratio and has fought a total career of 147 pro rounds. The 31-year-old Puerto Rican is known by his fans as El Super, and he's a 5'9" orthodox fighter with a 72-inch reach. He was born in Puerto Rico but calls Albany, New York, USA home. We last saw him fight German Ivan Miraz, 65-72, stopped him in the 3rd. Galindo, 14-3, split draw in the 10th. Cortez, 21-0, he lost the decision in the 10th. Oshaki Foster, 21-2, he lost a split decision in the 12th. The fight before that, Jonathan Romero, 35-1, he stopped him in the 3rd. And a couple fights before that, that was the Robesi Romero fight in which he got stopped. He has some good names on his resume, hasn't always stepped up to the plate when the lights have been the brightest as well. And what you don't want to see in a fighter is when you have a fight opponent that really isn't to quote-unquote your level. Sometimes you see guys fight down to their opponents. We've seen Nova do this, like I said, 3-3-1 over his last 7. You have to wonder where his head's at. Messages like the one I shared with you, narratives that are being passed around over YouTube boxing, talking about Nova's here just for a cash grab. It's going to be interesting. I think we're going to know these answers as soon as the bell rings. Right now, let's take a look at the 26-year-old American and see what he's been up to in his career. Raymond Ford is 17-1-1. He has 8 knockouts out of 1,997 fighters in the world at 130 pounds. He's ranked number 4. He carries into the ring a 47% career knockout to win ratio, and he's fought a career total of 133 pro rounds. His adoring fans know him as the Savage, and the 26-year-old American is a 5'7" southpaw with a 69-inch reach. He was born and raised in Camden, New Jersey, USA. We last saw him fight Thomas Matisse, 22-4, UD in the 10th. Gonzalez, 23-2, UD in the 10th. Nick Ball, 19-0, lost a split in the 12th. Komatov, 12-0, stopped him in the 12th. Magdaleno, 29-1, won a UD in the 12th. And a couple fights before that in 2021, he had a draw. You could call that a blemish if you like. Rewatch the Nick Ball fight in the comment section below. Let me know how you scored that fight. He has good names on his resume. The victory over Magdaleno, the Audebek fight. He beat Reese Bellotti early on in his career. And like I said, even though he lost his belt at 126 to Ball, and now Ball is the current champion, since moving up to 30, he is 2-0. This will be his 3rd fight at 130, and he is trying to position himself on becoming a 2-division world champion. You guys, before I take a look at the Las Vegas odds, I want to remind everybody, especially if you're new to the channel, if you're here every day, you know this, I do live streams daily. In those live streams throughout the week, we break down our parlays, we break down method of victories, I give you my locks, and lately we've been sprinkling MMA and the UFC on our channel. The last 2 weekends in the UFC, I've gone 21 in a row on the money line picks. Right now, I'm only going to be giving you my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Here in Sydney, Australia, the app I use is called Sportsbet. Currently on the money line, Raymond Ford is a $1.13 favorite, meaning you put 100 on him just to win, you get your money back plus $13. The draw is 20-1. Abraham Nova is a $6.50 underdog, meaning 100 on Nova to win, you get your money back plus 550 bucks. So Nova's not quite a 6-1 underdog. I got to be honest with you, like I said, Raymond Ford, in my opinion, is not a finished product. He's not a polished fighter. He does have holes in his game. Sometimes in past fights, he kind of goes through these laws regarding his volume. Sometimes he allows his opponents to dictate the pace. Abraham Nova at 31, he's not the same guy he was at 26. If you would ask me who would win when they were both 26, Nova, that version, versus this version of Ford, I might have told you Abraham Nova. But right now, we know those aren't the facts. Nova has been kind of up and down. It's no secret through his career. We talked about where his head's at. Only he knows what his intentions are. All in all, I feel it's a pretty safe bet that Raymond Ford is going to continue his journey at 130 pounds on his quest to becoming a world champion once again. Tune into my live streams. There is also a sexy method of victory bet if those $1.13 money line odds aren't enough for you. And be sure to stay tuned to the channel because I'll be releasing my next upload, my Stats Don't Lie video on the Sam Goodman versus Nick Ball fight at 126 pounds. So stay tuned. What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's world title fight at 126 pounds between Nick Ball and Sam Goodman.
He's digging deep and he goes down there off the good shot. Can't find that little part of the puzzle to go to work. 10 seconds left for the
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Go down to the bottom of your screen right now, find the bell notification button, hit that so you never miss a video. One more thing, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing Insiders VIP membership on the YouTube channel. It's a couple bucks a month. It gives you full access to the channel. You also become members to our pro betting, boxing, and MMA Discord. So with that membership, you can find the link pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, when this fight got announced that Nick Ball was going to defend his title at 126 for the third time against undefeated Australian Sam Goodman, I was excited. Maybe because I live in Sydney and I've seen Sam fight almost his entire career. I think stylistically, it's a great matchup. We know Goodman was supposed to fight anyway, and both times he had to pull out due to injuries, most recently a cut a week out from that fight. We also know this fight is at 126. Goodman's last fight, he fought Cesar Vaca. On his box rec, it says it was at 126. Both men weighed in at 123. Just to give you guys a heads up, it's Goodman coming up from 22 to 26. So in this video, what we're gonna do is break down both guys' careers. We're gonna talk a little bit about how they go about their business. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds. I'll be giving you my prediction and telling you where to put your money. All right, guys, the 126-pound division is one of my favorite divisions. There's a lot of nice fighters in this division, everyone from Angela Leo to Stephen Fulton. My favorite is actually the world champion Rafa Espinoza, the 6'1" slugging knockout artist. Nick Ball, the 28-year-old undefeated Brit. So this will be his third time defending his belt at 126. He's unblemished. We know what we get with Nick Ball. If you've never seen him fight, they call him the Wrecking Ball for a reason. He does a lot of things per unorthodox style, you could say. His aggression, his pace, his output is going to be on full display. He's the type of fighter who weaponizes his cardio, and the minute he feels that you're not throwing something back that could hurt him, he's full on with executing that game plan. The tricky problem that Sam Goodman is going to have to address is definitely Goodman's lack of power. Sam Goodman is a great fighter, guys. Before I did this video and up until last week, I was taking Sam Goodman on the money line. He's a big underdog. I was leaning on Goodman specifically due to his orthodox boxing skills. He's really good at timing. He has good counters. He has good speed. He utilizes his lateral movement nicely. The one major issue what made me flip-flop in terms of where I'm putting my money was actually Sam Goodman's power. He doesn't have knockout power, and I'm pretty much convinced he doesn't have the type of power to even get Nick Ball's respect regarding having Ball deviate from that aggressive game plan. When you look at Nick Ball fight, like I said, he wants to drown you. He's not going to be, from the boxing purist perspective, the prettiest of fighters regarding his style. He does a lot of things that sort of break the rules. He switches stances, he crosses his feet. We've seen him shoot for takedowns in fights. We've seen him do a low kick against TJ Doheny. The guy's a little bit of a fire starter, so maybe Sam Goodman thinks that he could get into Nick Ball's head and make him fight emotionally and maybe get to him. This is also a 12-round fight, so when we're thinking about where we're putting our money, you have to take into consideration Sam Goodman style, Nick Ball style. Is Goodman going to have enough skills? Will he be able to keep Ball off of him for the extended period of time? For 12 rounds, only time will tell. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the undefeated, the 26-year-old Australian, Sam Goodman, and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Goodman's 20-0 with 8 knockouts. Out of 1,794 fighters in the world at 126, he's ranked number 3. He's fought a career total of 147 pro rounds and carries in the ring a 40% career knockout to win ratio. The Australian's a 26-year-old orthodox fighter, staying at 5'6.5" with a 66.5-inch reach. He was born and raised in Albion Park, New South Wales. We last saw him fight Cesar Vaca, 19-1, UD in the 10th. Longfon, 25-0, UD in the 12th. Schliebs, 13-2, stopped him in the 4th. Lou, 19-0, UD in the 12th. Miguel Flores, 25-4, UD in the 12th. And the 2 fights right before that, in my opinion, were his 2 best victories. One over former world champion TJ Doheny, and another over the tough Reece Salim. I was at both of those fights. Both of those fights, like I said, were in a lighter weight class. Sam is the fighter moving up. He's going to want to execute a game plan. He's going to want to get Nick Ball in precarious situations, meaning having Ball off balance, and it's going to be up to Goodman to make Ball pay for those mistakes and counter him, and he's also going to want to use his feet. Now, Goodman moves, but he's not a mover. He's not going to use the entire ring. He sometimes will get flat-footed. You're going to see him throw his jab out a lot. My issue with Goodman's offensive artillery isn't just that he lacks power. Sometimes he ones and dones it. He'll just throw a jab and nothing behind it. And you see over the last few of his fights, this is where he's really susceptible at getting countered. We'll see if he's made an adjustment in his offense, because he's going to need a high output to keep Nick Ball off of him. Right now, let's take a look at the champion at 126 and see what he's been up to. All right, guys, Nick Ball is 22-0-1. He has 13 knockouts out of 1,794 fighters in the world at 126 pounds. He's ranked number 2. He carries in the ring a 59% career knockout to win ratio. He's fought a career total of 134 pro rounds. His adoring fans call him the Wrecking Ball. At age 28, the Brit is a 5'2" orthodox fighter. He's born and raised and lives in Liverpool, Merseyside, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight TJ Doheny, 26-5, stopped him in the 10th. Ronnie Rios, 34-4, stopped him in the 10th. Raymond Ford, 15-0, won a split in the 12th. Ray Vargas, 36-1, draw. Isaac Dogbo, 24-3, he won a UD in the 12th. Ever since he beat Raymond Ford at 126, he became the champion. It was a close fight. Rewatched that fight. I watched it 2 times over the last few days. I have no problem with Nick Ball becoming a world champion. We also know, I should mention, Raymond Ford is on this card. He's fighting at 130 against Abraham Nova in a quest to become a multi-division world champion. That fight's not for the title, but you have to think if Raymond Ford gets past Nova, he's going to be fighting for a belt very soon. Nick Ball is an aggressive guy, tough guy, gritty guy. He's a fan-friendly style. Every time he fights, I tune in. He wants to put you on your back foot. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power, but he will drown you. And the thing about him is he doesn't disappear as the fight goes on. The more tape you watch on Goodman, I have seen him sort of fade in later rounds. I have not seen Nick Ball get hurt, stunned, dropped, or even fade in any of his fights. So it's going to be interesting. Before I give you guys my prediction, I do live streams every single day. If you're a member on the channel, you would know that. If you're new, it's in those live streams. That's where we go over method of victory, knockdown prop bets, long parlays. We talk about the UFC there. We talk about MMA. In these Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. The app that I use down here in Sydney, Australia is called Sportsbet. And on the money line, Nick Ball is a $1.22 favorite, meaning 100 on Ball, you get your money back plus $22. The draw is 16-1. Sam Goodman is a $4.80 underdog. 100 on Goodman gets you your money back plus $380. Goodman's not quite a 4-1 underdog. Like I said, up until last week, I was taking Sam Goodman with those odds. Those are great odds. And if you're looking for an underdog, an upset of the week, sprinkle something on Sam Goodman. I do these videos because the boys and girls who watch this channel always expect my most authentic pick. I always bet with my wallet, never with my heart. This is going to sound shocking to the newbies, but I'm going for Sam Goodman. I hope Sam Goodman wins. I hope he becomes a champion at 126 pounds. Am I betting on Sam Goodman? No. I don't think he's going to have enough power to keep Nick Ball off of him. I think Nick Ball is going to wear him down mid to late rounds. Right now, I'm very comfortable with taking Nick Ball on the money line, even though the odds aren't worth the squeeze. If you're going super heavy, you're going to have to stay tuned to my live streams or join the Discord, because I already gave you my method of victory pick for this fight, and the odds are quite enticing if you want to get more value rather than just Ball on the money.